All right, let's go ahead and let's get going. So, if you guys are new, like I said, to the work with me planning, so it's kind of just like a basically a work with me, but we plan our weeks. We're going to go ahead and plan our content. We're going to go ahead and kind of look over our social media. We're going to do a social media audit. We're going to do a few different things while we plan for our week. So, first and foremost, let's go ahead and somewhere on your calendar, I want you to write your goals for the week. I want you to write how many lives you would like to do this week, how many reels you would like to do this week, how many customers, promoters, trial packs. Oh, that's reminding me to start this. How many customers, promoters, trial packs that you would like to sell. Let's put that out on paper. Let's figure out our goals for the week. Do you have your two customers to thrive for free? We're nearing the end of the month. So if you don't have your two customers to thrive for free, you're going to really want to focus on that, right? If you are running towards the bonuses, do you have all the qualifications that you need, right? Maybe you're close to that. Do you have the PV that you need, the PPA that you need? If you are a 12K and above, do you have all that you need for the auto bonus? That's for active and qualified promoters, so that you get your auto bonus, that sort of thing. This is going to be where you want to look at your business and you want to know, what does your business need? So that is where you are going to then structure your planner around that. So like I said, if you don't even have your two customers and you're not thriving for free yet, you're going to really want to talk about the products this week. You're going to really want to go really hard trying to get those two customers so that next month you have credits. Maybe you already have that on lock and you're working towards other things. So that is where your goals are specific to you. Lives, reels, y'all, I get that they're uncomfortable, they're time consuming, they are all of the things, but they are things that need to be done for our business, and they honestly just change the way your business is going to flow. And I can tell you, you guys always know I'm so honest with you guys. I can say that it is so much simpler to just put up a post. So a lot of times my calendar, like my day runs me, I don't run my day. So when that happens, I'm throwing up a post versus actually like getting live, doing reels, that sort of thing. So at the end of the day, y'all, you have to sit down with your goals and all that too. What are you working for? Why are you doing this? And I think when you do that as well, it's kind of like, okay, I got to get out of my comfort zone. I got to go live because I want to pay off that credit card at the end of this month. I'm going to go and do these reels because I want to be able to do this for my babies. Whatever it is, I want you, every time you start to get uncomfortable about posting, I want you to think about why you're doing this. And remember that that is the most important thing, is why you are here and why you are doing this. So go ahead and write out your your real goals, your live goals, and your customer promoter goals. And also, you guys, how did we do last week? How do you guys feel like you did last week, committing to your calendar, committing to your goals? And I'm not talking about, did you put customers in the system and promoters in the system that you wanted to? That's going to come. That's seasons, right? We're planting the seeds right now. So you might have a week where you don't enroll anyone, and then the next week you're enrolling double. So when I say, how did your week go? I'm saying, did you stick to your calendar and the things that you wanted to do? Did you show up? Lynn's always said this: if you were your employer and you looked back at the way you did your week and the way you worked your business, would you hire or fire you if you were the boss? And that like really hits when you think about that. Like there are days where I'll look back and be like, probably would have fired you. And then there's days I look back and I've been like, I would have promoted you times 10. You know what I mean? I think that's just normal. We go through that, right? But really get real with yourself. So we have our goals now, right? Now we're going to take a few minutes and we are going to go ahead and do social media audits. And the reason why I like to do this is I want you to look back at, what did you post about these last 7 days? If you're on your Instagram and you look back at your grid, right? If you have new people coming in, they're going to see the first, like, let's be real, they see the first 3 to 6 things, right? Maybe 9 if they scroll up a little bit. So I want you to look back at your news feed. I want you to look back at your posts, and I want you to look and see, did I talk about the things I wanted to talk about? Was I more inspirational this week? Do people know I'm selling a product that can help them with X, Y, and Z? Do people know that I have a business that they can start and get a bonus, an auto bonus, run it for free, earn free products? I want you to really look at what you posted and see, in the last 7 days, would somebody be able to know that they could come to you for a product, be able to know that they could come to you to start a business, that sort of thing. So let's take a few minutes and let's do a social media audit before we start planning our week. And if you guys have any questions while you're doing anything, drop them in the chat or feel free to unmute yourself and ask. Because sometimes I'm doing this with you guys. So I hope you know that, like, when you're planning your calendar, I'm planning my calendar too. So sometimes I can get really focused. And so in case I miss your question, feel free to unmute yourself or drop it in the chat and I'll look at it as well. Okay. So if you are someone like me, what I post on Instagram, I post on Facebook. So my social media audits, as long as I kind of look through my Facebook or my Instagram, I know what's on my Facebook as well. I take a lot of my lives from Facebook and put them to IGTV. So what I do is I try to keep them 15 minutes or under so that I can bring them over to IGTV. So this way I'm not going live twice. But there is a difference between IGTV and going live. So kind of keep that in mind. But I normally, that's how I run my business.
Hey, Christina, I was trying to figure out how to take my live video from Facebook and put it over into IGTV. How do you do that from Facebook?
So when you are done going live on Facebook, at the bottom, it'll say save video and you have to save it at that moment. I don't know any other way once it's been posted. So before you hit share, once you're done and it shows you whatever, you have to hit save and it'll save it to your camera roll and then you can take it over to IGTV. Yeah, and there's sometimes where I forget to do that and I'm like, ugh. Or yes, you could screen record. That's a good one. I never thought to do that. You could go ahead and put your video up and do a screen recording of it. That's a great idea too. Because I've never thought to do that. I always thought, dang, it's done. I didn't hit the button. I like that. I never thought about that. All right. So now I want you to look over at your week and I want you to think about, what are you going to post about? The products, the business, get specific. Maybe you want to talk about the auto bonus. Maybe you want to talk about where you're going with the business. Maybe you want to talk about the 4K bonus and what you're reaching for you and your family and what it could do for somebody else. I want you to you don't have to get crazy and specific. Sometimes when I look back at my week, I will notice like, oh, I want to talk about this week. Like when I do those social media audits and I see like, okay, you talked about this, I will have things trigger in my head like, okay, I need to post a before and after. I need to talk about this. Like I didn't talk about TAC last week. So I want to talk about TAC this week. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So when I look back at my social media audit, that's what's going through my head is like, okay, what did I not talk about that I want to bring to the table this week and share like another aspect of the business or another aspect of the products. So let's go ahead and through your days, you can even just simply put like you want to post business, you want to post product. Maybe you want to decide like you want to share something like with with everybody. So maybe it's like an inspirational post and so on. Don't forget that being inspirational is awesome, and that's what we're here to do too. But don't get so caught up in being just a Pinterest board. Like Lynn's always had to have that talk with me a long time ago, and forget to post about the business and so on. And you can definitely post an inspirational post that will also scream the business, will also scream the products without even saying it. So there's times where, do you ever like read someone's post and it's so inspirational and you're like, what does she do? Like, I want to know what she does. That's the same thing, you guys, because when you're bringing that, people are going to want your vibes. They're going to want to be, they're attracted to what you have to bring to them. So it could even be like, something as simple as like you holding your Thrive box, and it's an inspirational thing where maybe you don't even talk about the business or you don't talk about the products in depth, but you're giving inspiration, and then they look at your picture and then they can know. That was something that we had to do a social media audit last week. And are you screaming that you are with Thrive from the rooftops? Do people know that? Like, that is something that is so huge. You guys, don't be afraid to, I know we focus so much on attraction marketing, but don't get so caught up in attraction marketing that you forget to actually let people know what you're sharing, to let people know what they should be attracted to. So go ahead and take a couple minutes, and we're going to write out what we plan to post for the week. Maybe you want to talk about trials one week if you want to sell trials, that sort of thing. Maybe you're going to run a promo for yourself. Do you have credits left? It's the end of the month. If you have any credits left, run them, use them. If you don't need them, use them. Free shipping, maybe a free product. I don't know what you have left in your, in your credits, but maybe you can run a promo. You know what I mean? So that's a time too where you can decide what you want to do personally. Lindsay asked us last week, does your network know what 1 p.m. Tuesdays mean around here? And I'm not talking just posting it on your newsfeed. I'm saying even in your stories. Do people know what 1 p.m. on Tuesdays mean? And if they don't, because I had that moment, I was like, I mean, I share about it, but I don't share about it like enough. And it's like, that is a time and a day every week that we should be shouting from the rooftops. And I said this in a live yesterday, I think it was, or in my stories. I think it was in my stories. And I said, you know what? I honestly, shame on me for not sharing this louder. Shame on me for not like doing a lot more than I have been doing. I had that reality check last week. And I said, I always just thought, well, they see it, they hear it. And it's like, I don't care if you hear it once, you need to hear it 17 more times until you decide this is for you, right? Because I know how powerful these products are, and I know how powerful this business is. So I need to be sharing it more and more and more. And one thing I took away from something last week, I had to do an audit, and I decided new week, new eyes. Every single week, there are new eyes. Every single day, there are new eyes on your stories, on your posts, right? Because we're growing our networks, we're doing our IPAs. So every single week, I want to look back and know that in that week, if somebody looks, they know what I have on my hands. They know what this could do for them. They know all of the things. So for me, that is how I'm going to start. New week, new eyes, 7 days. I'm here to show you and share with you about my business and take you in depth more in my journey. So maybe I shared my why last week. Well, I'm going to share my why a little bit different this week, but I'm going to keep sharing and keep doing that. So I know every day we have new eyes looking at us. That's why we say, if you worked your business last week, great. If you posted an opportunity story today or yesterday, great. Today's a new day, right? Today is a new day. There's always new eyes. So when I look back at my newsfeed posts, I want to know through that week, people can look back, stalk me, and they know what's up, right? Because a lot of times that's what people will look at, is like the last few posts you have. I don't like, when I'm going to search through people, I'm not scrolling. I'm literally looking at the first block of Instagram squares and so on. Same thing for your business. So new week, new eyes. If you have problems coming up, oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's
I just
okay.
had a quick question. I'm writing down the posts I'm gonna put for the week, and like I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, kind of, I think, but then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I definitely need my first two customers. So I'm kind of, like you said, gonna talk about product all week pretty much. But is there anything else specific, like some ideas that I could post about?
Um,
I'm
so
gonna do a transformation on Monday, I think, because I looked back. Actually, it's from November, but it's still from before.
okay.
And yesterday I took a picture and I was surprised. I've only been doing Thrive a month, but I just look already more confident. My body looks a bit slimmer and just healthier. So I feel really good. So I'll post that for sure.
Yes, I love that. And what I would do is what you just said, you feel more confident. One day I would talk about just confidence and how the
Okay,
products have brought the confidence to you.
that's
I
a
would
good
talk,
idea.
yeah, I would talk about the things that sometimes people can't see, but they're struggling with on the other side of the screen. Um,
Yes.
so confidence obviously is one of them, right? So many people
Okay.
struggle up with confidence. What so I would also share how simple it is to add into your day, like how you added this in just a month ago and you are consistent. Talk about how you
Yeah.
still take it, right? Because so many people start stuff and then they drop off, but we have such a simple system. So it's so easy to just add into your day every single day because it's simple. You feel it, right? So you're going to want to keep coming back for more. I would even talk about like, which you don't even have to like do a before and after with it. I would even talk about how like when you snapped the picture of like the after, like you were kind of blown away that this product did that in just 30 days, and talk about how in just 30 days and talk about the future. Talk about like, I can't wait to see my 6 months and my 1 year. And then ask people, imagine yourself in 30 days, what this could do for you, in 6 months, what this could do for you. Like bring them into that. So that's a really great question. For the
Okay.
weekend,
Thank you.
I would also still talk about the business too. So I would
Okay.
maybe do like product, and then talk about how like you're feeling great and you're able to like transform and have all of these things, but you're also earning free product every single month and being able to share it. And I
Yeah.
would still share the business too, even though I know you're really focused on trying to get the two
Mhm.
customers. But I would still bring in, so I would have it be like 80% maybe trying to focus on the customers and 20% still talk about the business side of things too.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
I did that in my stories this week. I would try to do like a opportunity post on products and
yes,
then business and then
yes,
products and then business.
yes,
That's a good
yes.
idea. Okay.
And I would get in your stories and talk to people. Do you do stories face to face?
Talking about product
Yes.
more?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I
Good.
would get in there. I know it might be uncomfortable. And I would talk about how you have free box of shakes with every 3-step, because we have that
Yeah.
150 pack. So I would say, let me hook you up with a free box of shakes, or I have a free product for you. I'm excited to get you started on this. The weekend, sometimes the company will drop promos. So sometimes you'll get
Yeah.
free shipping or free sculpt. So I always, when it comes to the weekend posts, I always kind of leave them a little like hanging on the edge, just because I'm waiting to see what maybe the company will bring that I can then kind of make things around. But I would share about that you have that free product, that you want to help, people get that. I would talk about in your stories, like maybe one day you just talk about like the energy. Like you guys, it's
Mhm.
Monday. I know you, I don't know about anybody else, but I used to struggle on Mondays, and I'm over here sipping on my lifestyle mix, like thinking about all the things
With
I can.
twins and a 4-year-old.
Yes, talk about that, girl. Talk about that. Get face to face
Okay.
in your story so that they can feel your vibe, right? And
Yeah.
you can see, and they'll be
Okay.
like, wow, she is glowing, or wow, like look at how like excited she is talking about these products. That goes for anybody,
Yes.
you guys. Like, I think honestly, like think about this. When you buy something from someone, a lot of times I'm buying it because they're so confident in it that I want it too, right? Like I'm just like, okay, like even like a shirt, it's like they're wearing it and they're like obsessed with the vibe, like their style or their outfit or whatever. And I'm like, I want that too, right? So get live in your stories. Absolutely get face to face in your stories. That's a great question. can't believe we're almost done with March, y'all. All right. So now that we have our week kind of planned out for posts, right? Any notes you need to put or anything you want to touch base on, if you have any ideas for lives. A lot of times my lives are spur of the moment. I'm just like, I'm feeling this, I'm going live. If I overthink it, I then get in my head and then I'm like over here, like it just is not a good idea. So I try to go live and just like speak from my heart, because sometimes when I come in with notes, I get so flustered and I get so nervous. But if you need notes, write down notes. If you need bullet points, write down bullet points. If you need to plan because that's how you roll and that's going to make you feel more confident going into it, do that. Right? You can even swipe, you guys, and take comments away. If you're somebody that gets nervous when people comment, maybe you enjoy the comments and that helps you. The reason why I personally love lives, I literally just look at my own face and pretend like I'm talking to myself. How many of you guys talk to yourself? We either talk to ourselves up here, we talk to ourselves actually out loud. And if you don't want to admit it, that's fine, but I'm sure we all do it, right? We all talk to ourselves. So talk to yourself. That's what you're doing. Just talk to yourself on the live. I'll tell you this much. Going live is so much less scary than doing something like this, where I have a bunch of boxes and I have so many people that I can like look at and everything, where when I'm just talking to my own face, it's like, it's cool. I'm just talking to my own face. Right. So I think that if you haven't pressed the live button yet, you'd be shocked at how you just roll, and who cares what happens, just go on. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get. So now we're going to write down what we have going for the week, meaning like what Zooms we have. So keep in mind, all of the work with me's are going to be on M's Zoom, which is 666-188-9698. Everything that I tell you in time is going to be Eastern Standard Time. So if you are a different time zone, please adjust. And the only Zooms that are different, I will tell you as we go, because there's a few different Zooms. So I am under Lynn's. So a lot of these are limitless that I'm going to share with you. This is like the limitless schedule. And then I also have Sunday, I know Brittany Dawn does her teams. And so she has been on these before and said that anybody is welcome to that as well. So I will let you know that Zoom ID too. So we have an 11 a.m. work with me on Monday. And then Lynn's has her 9 p.m. training, team training, and that's going to be on this same Zoom ID that you guys were on, 979-180-2986. On Tuesday, we have an 8 p.m. work with me. Christina Brill does her team Zooms on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. and that's 576-789-8888. On Wednesday, we have a 10 a.m. work with me. And then we have the 9 p.m. Zoom on the same ID, that's M's ID, as the work with me's. On Thursday, we have a 9 p.m. work with me Zoom. We also have the 9 p.m. opportunity event that is shared normally in chats and in the team page so that you can invite people. The opportunity event is a great place to invite any potentials, anybody that's ever talked to you, asked you questions. Let them go get that third-party validation. That's what it's there for, is that third-party validation, so that they're going to share with them the business. They normally talk about the products as well. If you are newer and you struggle with talking about the business and talking about the products, I want you to watch that, because that is normally a leader, some leader that will kind of share their experience, they'll talk about the products, they'll talk about the business, and it might help you grow more confidently in talking about it, might help you be able to word things that you haven't been able to find the words for. So if you are newer and struggle with that, I want you to watch the opportunity events. Friday, we have a 10:30 a.m. work with me. On Saturday, we have an 11 a.m. work with me. On Sunday, we have a 11:30 a.m. Oh, that's this. I'm like looking to see how like just I go through 11 a.m. planning. Hi, hello. And then Brittany has her team Zooms at 9 p.m. and that's 263-617-4051. So two things that I want to touch base on right now real quick with the work with me's. And I say this every single week, set your own IPA schedule. Your IPAs should be your non-negotiables. If you haven't done your IPAs for the day and worked your business and you find yourself, it's the end of the night and maybe there's a Zoom going or there's something going, your IPA should be the first thing to do. Meaning if it's not a work with me Zoom that you can hop on and get your IPAs done, maybe it's a team Zoom or a training, your IPAs should come first before that because everybody always records and there's replays. Lindsay has her own YouTube channel. Christina has a YouTube channel. I believe Brittany has a YouTube channel. There is replays for everything, but your business every single day, your IPAs, your non-negotiables, those need to happen. So for me personally, I have a set time that I do my IPAs. So if you have to get up before your kids, or maybe you're somebody that you do it on your lunch break at work, set your time. So set your time of your non-negotiables, of your IPAs. And if you get on these work with me's, great. Like, okay, I'm going to get on the work with me at 11 a.m. and I'm going to do more IPAs. Or maybe that day, that's when my IPAs are going to get done. But if you're somebody that like you have a busy life and things like that, I want you to set your time. I have a time, 10 a.m. I do my IPAs. So 10 a.m. for me is my IPA time. That's why on Wednesdays, you guys get me for work with me and it's 10 a.m. You come with me through my normal day. So decide your IPA time. Okay, I'm looking here. Okay. Yes, push the button. 54321. It's a book too. It's really good by I can't remember her name, but it was a really good book. I can see her face. Let me see. They normally announce it around Monday, I think is like around the time when we know the opportunity event. So they normally, I know Lynn's normally shares it in the chat, or like I said, it's always in the hustling page. So you can always look there too. Yes, don't be afraid to talk personal life as well. Kids' accomplishments, struggles as a parent, etc. Be relatable. And that's what I'm talking about, you guys. When I say like when we're talking about posts, sometimes you can be talking about the products or the business without really talking about the products and the business. But maybe you're sharing that part of like Christina said there and being relatable. So yes, like when I say like for me, I post business products, I kind of go through there. I'm also still being me. And I'm also still like sharing like who I am in the struggles or something like that. I put something about like a fear wall one day and how I'm breaking down the barriers to a fear wall and so on. And I think I somehow related something in there. Does it always have to be like that? No, it doesn't. But sometimes we can get so caught up in sharing all of those things that we forget about the business. And sometimes we, like it can be vice versa. So yes, be relatable. Absolutely. You want people to be able to get to know you. So that's why I say, share your why. Why are you doing this? Where is this business taking you? That's relatable. That's sharing people and letting them know. When you talk about energy and trying to keep up with like how she was saying she's got twins and babies and like I'm just trying to keep up and keep my head above water and I just but I still want to be able to take care of myself. I still want to be the best mom I can. That's being relatable. That's sharing your life, but also letting them in on the products too. It doesn't always have to be like I have this sticker that gives you energy and mental clarity, mood support, and bullet points, right? We're storytellers. That's what Brittany said on one of these. We're paid storytellers. So stay a story. But I love that, Christina. Don't forget to be relatable, you guys. That's where your stories come into play too. Get face to face in your stories. I can tell you that when I hang out in stories the most. I think it's because that's where you get to see people like real, raw, You know what I mean? There's no like, I mean, you get to see everything. Like, so I like to hang out in stories, and that's where I take them through my life. That's where I take them through my day. So I'm not just posting business or products. I'm posting Christina. I'm posting whatever I'm doing that day. I'm also bringing them through whatever I need to bring them through. And I'll talk about different things too. So utilize your stories, and utilize your lives to do that too, right? Talk about that kind of stuff. I'm just getting through the comments here. Yes. Bring your kids on there on the lives if you feel comfortable doing that. Let them be a part of everything. Oh, that's amazing, Amber.
I'm sorry, I missed what time the Zoom is on Monday with Lindsay.
9 p.m.
9 p.m. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Yes. All right. So now we have all of our Zooms. We have our week kind of planned. You guys keep in mind, I try to keep these shorter so that like you can go back and do whatever you need to do. So some other things you need to think about that maybe you need to put in your calendar. Do you need to create content? Do you need more pictures? Do you need to set aside a day and a time where you literally get dressed and you do your makeup or your hair, or you throw on your glasses and your hair on top of your head? Y'all don't have to look perfect, right? This is not just a highlight reel, but do you need pictures? So sometimes I will take multiple pictures. Yesterday, I did multiple reels sitting at my kitchen table. That's where I do Christmas in Christina's Cup. That's where I do a lot of my stuff. I sit at the same spot. I don't even have a fancy tripod. I literally set my phone against like a little thing that sits on my table, and I did a bunch of different reels. So now I have a couple reels for the week to post. Are they all business related? No, they're actually funny and they show my personality. So I like to sprinkle those in too. So sometimes if I do want to post twice in a day, I'll post like in the morning. And maybe I'll post like something that talks about maybe the business or the product. And then later at night, sometimes I drop a reel. I don't have any rhyme or reason to a lot of like algorithm things. I don't know the algorithm, nor do I ever want to try to figure it out. I feel like the algorithm is out of my control, and I'm just going to leave it there because every time I try to figure it out, I feel like it goes the opposite way. So what was I saying? Oh, okay. So do you need to put on your calendar? Do you need to check in with customers? We have auto ships running on Thursday. Do you have any auto ship customers that are running? Make sure that you check in with them, see if they need anything. Did you have customers that ordered? Track their shipping for them, right? Be your best customer service, be your own customer service, but be the best of it, honestly. So did you have people that ordered last week that maybe you need to check in with that are already on their products, and you haven't really talked to them in a while? Have you talked to your customers that ordered from this month? Do you have people that just are on auto and they just get their stuff and that's it? Have you chatted with them? Have you asked them how the products are going? Have you asked them like how they're feeling? Have you asked them just how life is going? Right? Don't forget that and I talked about this last week, your potentials list, your customers that you already have are always still your potentials, you guys. They are a potential to maybe try a new product. They are a potential to maybe do the business with you, right? Maybe they're already a business partner of yours. Don't forget to just check in and still be that person that they signed up with and be friends and like their stuff and comment on their things. Is that something I focus on all the time? No, I have my potentials list and I go and interact with my potentials list. That's one of my focused IPAs that I do, is I just go and I love on my potentials. I love on my current customers. I love on their stuff. So do you need to put that in your calendar? Do you need to remember that? Did your customers have anything that was going on that you need to put in your calendar? Maybe you have a customer going on vacation soon. Put that in there so that you can and pop in, check in. You guys, like honestly, like Lindsay was, and I use Lindsay a lot because that's my enroller. So that's who I do my one-on-ones with. And we were talking about how many customers I have. And she was saying to me, okay, let's break it down like as if every customer ordered just X amount. She goes, you know how much volume you would be bringing in by yourself every single month by just being your own customer service and loving on them and making sure these products are working and all of that kind of stuff and maybe switching things up for them. Does a customer order every single month? No, sometimes they'll come, order, they fall off, whatever. But are you being the best customer service that you can? And these are things that I'm putting into place so that I can be my best customer service. I know Katie talks about that a lot. Katie Coberlin. She is great when it comes to loving on her customers. You guys keep that in mind. When you go, I don't know if you guys know this, but when you go 40K, there's a second option to the auto bonus. You can get, it's like the VIP Elite auto bonus where they will pay you $1,600 for the same said car versus $800 if you have the luxury. So this is if you upgrade to the luxury option. They will pay you $1,600 if you have 12 customers on auto ship reoccurring. So think about that. Start in getting those habits in place of keeping your customers on that auto shipment, right? We know that they love the products. Don't look at auto shipments as it's a bad thing. So many people, like I know one of my past gigs, auto shipment was like a requirement. It was scary. It was like that negative bubble in the world, like in the conversation. Don't look at it like that. Ours can be canceled at any time. And I think sometimes we think that our customers don't want to be on auto shipment. So we like immediately kind of are like, oh no, but they probably do, you guys. If I love something, I don't want to run out of it. So just keep me on auto shipment so then I don't have to think about it. Right. So, sorry, I'm reading what Sue said. Oh, I love that. So Sue put that she started focusing on auto ships when she was working for her Cabo, and she regrets being afraid of it the past 2 years. People don't mind staying on it. I always thought they would care, and they really don't. Y'all see that? They really don't care. Give them that option. All right. So we have our goals for the week, right? We have all of written down what we kind of want to talk about. And remember, you guys, if you wake up tomorrow and you don't feel like talking about it because something else is on your heart, then speak from your heart. This is just so that you can kind of go into it and know if I'm super busy, I already have things planned. If you are super busy, you already know what you want to talk about tomorrow. So get your picture tonight. You should already have your picture. Maybe you already have your post written so that tomorrow can't get away from you. You're ahead of it, right? You're ahead of it. So that is what these planning Zooms are really all about, is just getting ahead of things and owning your time and not letting your time own you, owning your calendar and not running around because like you're literally everywhere and the calendar is running you. We don't want that, right? We want to run our business and we want to do it. And honestly, your IPAs can be done. If you do 5-minute blocks, your IPAs can be done in like 30, maybe 30-ish minutes. Right? If you are focused and you just do a solid, like uninterrupted, like 3-minute to 5-minute time blocks and get through it, and then do focused IPA the rest of your day. That's another thing. Right now in your calendar, you can write your focused IPA if you want to. Maybe tomorrow you need to do cleaning up. So you need to do some unfollowing or whatever. Maybe you want to go and add a bunch of people tomorrow so you can do 3-2-1s on Tuesday. And maybe on Wednesday, you're going to do like interactions. You're going to really focus on stories between Instagram and Facebook. And then maybe on Thursday, your focused IPA is going to be interactions on Newsfeed. So keep in mind, we have our IPA list, right? That you guys should be getting every single day. If you guys don't know what the IPA list is, let me know. And then there's focused IPA. So once I do my solid round of IPAs where I've touched on everything, I then go do a focused IPA the rest of the day. So every time I'm picking up my phone, I kind of know what I'm working towards and working for. If there's any other questions, let me know. I upload these to my YouTube channel. It's Christina Tammy. Sometimes it takes me till the end of the day. Somebody have a
I
question?
have one other question
Yeah,
about the focused IPAs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, if I'm trying to get my first 2 customers this week, what would you say my focused IPAs should be?
Interactions.
Interactions.
Yep.
Okay.
Start building
Sounds
those,
good.
getting those conversations going. And I would
Yeah.
focus on like stories and newsfeed, because then what that also is going to help too is it's going to help people come see your stuff. So,
Okay.
yeah, so obviously you're still doing your round of IPAs. So you're adding new people to your network every single day too. So those could even be conversations you're going to start having as well and getting people to see what your stuff is. But I would really focus, because you're still adding in those, in your IPA, I would really start to get the conversations going, because I think that honestly, personally, that's when I start to see the most, is when I'm like building conversations and having conversations with people that are not talking to me and are not seeing my stuff. And then to break it up too, what might help is I would do like on one day too, I would go and have like your focused IPA be adding, so that the next couple days you can be doing the 3-2-1s and the interactions. So I would maybe like, let's say Monday would be like adding, right? I'm just giving you you can kind of make it up your own. So I would make sure to add, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to do those 3-2-1s interactions. So you're going to hit the new people, you're going to have conversations with people that are already on your feed and so on. And you guys, don't be afraid to dig through your stuff, meaning like, who you see on your news feed. So this is stuff I share sometimes on my IPs. Who you see on your news feed, right? Like you'll know like, wow, I haven't seen that person's stuff, or wow, whatever. Go into your friends. Like I'm always going into my friends, and I go to all friends, and I will sort it to either newest friends or oldest friends. And I will go and scroll and be like, even some of my oldest friends, I'll be like, wow, I never see their stuff on my timeline. I never see them liking anything. I never see anything. So when's the last time I actually like talked to them? Right. So I will go, and even I'm adding to my network, but I'm also going to what's already there and working in there as well. So same with, on Facebook, because our Facebook's like, you have to accept it, right? So that once you're friends, you're both seeing each other's stuff. On Instagram, it's different, right? So on Instagram, that like that they may not be seeing your stuff because you may only be following them. So that's another thing that I like to do. I like to go and hang out in my followers, people that are already following me. And if you're newer and stuff, like, so me, a lot of times I have a lot of people that may follow me that are Thrive. So sometimes I do have to fish through that, but I will go and I will scroll on for a while, and I will see people in there that are following me that I'm also following back, and I go start conversations. There's also people in here that I find that I'm not following back, and I will go and follow them because they're already seeing my stuff, and I start going engaging and getting those 3-2-1s. So don't be afraid to look through that parts of your business too. And I also will go to my following, right? So we go to our following, and I will go to my latest. I go to my earliest. I always get this one confused. I go to my earliest, right? So these are people that have been following me since like day one. I will do some scrolling because a lot of these people I know are already following me back because I clean up, right? I'm cleaning up my social media all of the time. And then I will go and start having conversations and doing 3-2-1s on these people and start getting back like, oh my gosh, yeah, I remember when I used to talk to her all the time before. Now I don't ever see her stuff. Chances are she's not seeing your stuff either. So I will go and even work within there too. So I think sometimes instead of just always focusing on like new, yes, we need new eyes. Yes, you need to create new relationships. But don't forget that there are people that are like, I have 4,000 people that it says that are, I have 4,800 followers. Y'all, my story views are less than 100. So there are a lot of people not seeing my stuff that are already following me, right? So I'm going to go and try to start engaging. And I noticed when I started doing that, I noticed new people liking my stuff. I noticed that I started seeing their bubble more. I noticed that the algorithms were being told we wanted to see each other's stuff. I hope that makes sense and helps a little bit. So just a little bit of a different approach too. Yes, change up the engagement. Absolutely. Allison. And then obviously still engaging with them too, right? Like we talked about your potentials, but they're on your potentials list. So, like I said, I go and I have my potentials list. And if you don't, my potentials list isn't right by me, but my potentials list is anybody that ever asks me about the products or about the business. I put them on my potentials list. And then I just keep engaging with them, interacting with them. Sometimes maybe they'll ask me once and then they don't really like the conversation fizzles out and I follow up with them and there's nothing else. Guess what? I'm still following them. I'm still engaging with their stuff because it just might not be their right time right then, but they're still watching me and I want them to know I'm still here. I'm still a human. Just because you asked and maybe it's not your right time, I'm not like, you're not just a sale to me. You're still a person, right? That's like the big thing. So if you don't have a potentials list, you guys, if you don't have a potentials list, I want you to put this on your list to get done this week, to get a organized potentials list. However you want to do it. If you want it in your phone, if you want it on paper, if you don't have one, what are you doing on follow-ups on Fridays or whatever day you decide to follow up? If you are just expecting your phone messages to be able to remind you, it doesn't. Messages get buried all of the time. I forget things all of the time. You need to have it written down in some way, shape, or form, whether it be through technology in your notes of your phone, or if you need it and on paper. So I will tell you when Lindsay did, she has one on her YouTube channel and it's about like potentials list and she goes over that, or in her boot camp, she also talks about that too. So if you haven't done the boot camp, it's in there as well. That is so huge, you guys. She talks about getting it organized. She talks about all of the things. So that is going to really help your business explode. Trust me, I'm telling you, because I will say to you, when I started getting organized with my potentials list, my follow-ups and all that kind of stuff, and engaging with my potentials and all of that, and making it a set IPA and actually going through doing all of those things, my business exploded because it was all there. I had it all written down. Nobody got through the cracks. Every time somebody would message me, I got so excited to go write down their name because I was like, I'm going to change their life with these products one day. I'm going to change their life with this business one day. And I wrote it down. And I got excited over that stuff. If you aren't excited about the little things, you guys, like somebody asking you about the products, I don't care if they don't order from you. Get excited that they saw that product had something that sparked an interest in them. Because guess what? They will order from you. I say this all of the time. I have customers, you guys, that have tried the products with me day one within like the first few months and are like, no, it's just not for me. Guess what? They are reordering 2 years later. Okay, I've been watching you. You are just glowing. Okay, I need this. And I'm like, girl, I told you the longer you're on this, the better. So let's go. They are still watching, but guess what? I was still engaging with them. I was still in there. They were still a potential, right? So do you see why I'm saying don't let people slip through the cracks? That is not about planning. I guess it is planning your potential list. I'm like, that's not a calendar thing, but sorry, I get off on tangents. All right, let me just read these to make sure that there's no other questions and then we will hop off. Sorry, I kept you guys a little bit later than I like to. Yeah, stop feeling like you're being salesy. Stop feeling like you're being salesy. I love that. All right, y'all. I will be here next week again on Sunday planning with you. Keep in mind, if take the time the rest of the day to put on your calendar what you need to get yourself organized, do what you need to do. And I always share this too. I have folders. So if you are newer, I have a folder in my phone that I create. So it is created. It'll be Monday, March 22nd. So it'll say March 22nd through March 28th. I created in my photos folder, and that's where I drop all of my pictures for the week. That's where I'm going to go. Like today, it's a beautiful day outside. So I'm going to go outside and create content. So I'm going to create new stories and everything like that. I'm going to drop it into that folder. So this week, when I am like through the hustle and bustle or whatever, I already have everything in one area and I can just go and grab it. I know what I want to post about. It helps me stay organized. So on and so forth. So I hope that you guys have a great week. I will see you next Sunday. Bye.